I hear where you never get some matter when you swat. I know you. I want anybody on. What the fear? Get my money fear. I'm what can I get swat? Don't it feel? I hear what you do. Get my get some water when you get some water. Oh, I'm about to go. What's your tomorrow? What's your? That's my desire. Oh, now what I just want. That's my desire. What I just want. I just want. And then I go. Oh no. Oh no. This is taking fall. Oh no. Oh, the way to this one. You will not deserve my praise. You will. Oh my God. El profesor,
Good evening, folks. Welcome. I'm Afonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio to LPR TV. Welcome to this edition of All Things Considered right here. Let's take a ride this evening from the southeastern side of Liberia in tonight's editions of All Things Considered. Mr. Morgan, good evening. Welcome, Samuel. Thank you for being here. Alfred, thank you. Fatu as well. Thank you for being here. What a show tonight. Moses Mumu is in the hall. Folks, just hit the share button. Louise Masikwe, LPR national correspondent based in the West African state of Liberia. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Mr. Joseph K. Kamara, good evening, good morning, depending on your location. You are under the voice of the Liberia Public Radio, Lee Angle, the Francis Z and so. That's the nature of our network. We promote the culture, the traditions of Liberia. Nothing will deter or despite of the political bigotry. The debacle at the Capitol building continues. The speaker yet to lock down the process. Now the mutiny legislature respond in the strong words. Liberia Public Radio is keeping track of everything. Just hit the share button and invite someone to the company. Very shortly, we'll get this program on the way. Right here, it's 8:07 Eastern Standard Time from the New England Bureau. Good evening, good morning to Liberia. I am your host, Francis Z and so, right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. This is another edition of All Things Considered right here, airing this beautiful evening here from the East Coast with a lot of political uncertainty. The speaker yet to lock down the process, and the debacle continues. He's yet to resolve what it means to have a split House of Representatives in Liberia. The man leading the case, or the spokespersons, are one of the main characters against Speaker Tag. Jonathan Fanati Kofa, Representative Samuel G. Kokart of Nima County, responding to the press conference. Is the speaker doing the worst here? Is there a possibility we are leading to the dissolution of the first branch of government? What does that mean? The president of the Republic of Liberia does not have the constitutional authority to dissolve, like what happens in Senegal and even in France. That's not the case with Liberia. But what is really going on? Where is the president? We're hearing today in the midst of these political turmoil in the first branch of government. The president unveiled a doctorate degree program to be launched in Liberia. Are we ready? Is the educational system that much equipped with all that is going on? These and many more danger-filtered accident today, Government covered James Tanakabata pick up the stories from Banave outside of Monrovia. Very shortly, Anna is going to be here and we're going to have all of these conversation. And of course, right here, there is frustrations happening within the Bellwell. And some are now crying to Little Wolf of raising their own doing. We're going to listen to some of these voices here and see what happened. The danger is the media industry in Liberia is part of the problem. Media personalities guru inside themselves into the political discourse of Liberia, thus bringing people into authority, but frustrations and heartbreaking is setting in now. So what's going on? Where do we go wrong? Where did it go wrong? Those who took this side. I am Alfonso Zienso, the very short lady, and is going to be here. If this is the first time, we say you are wholeheartedly welcome. You are on the Diaspora Informative News Outlet. And we tend to keep the news fair, balanced, and proportional. Even though there's a liberal wing on this network that's doing everything possibly they can to liberalize this network and become a price sinker. That's not the core value of this network. We in the media industry, we do have a shared responsibility. Failure on our part, and this is what gets our country to be going what is going today. Because the media personality, they involve themselves, they see themselves as the main character of what is going on. For this reason, they did not give the electors the opportunity to make informed decisions. Their voices, their tone, their popularity influence the process. We never had a chance to ask all of these people, those who contested to be president, those who even wanted to be the House of Representatives. This is why we have this sort of chaotic and political mutiny ongoing in Liberia. And it is serious. I said that yesterday here, and I will say that again. What is happening? It is a major threat to the democracy. Get me wrong, get me right. I am not saying they do not have the right, but I'm concerned one of the questions yet to be answered is, was there any bribery offered in the process to remove the Speaker of the House of Representatives? I am keeping glued to wait and see the actions of LCC because they tend to investigate. Over 300 investigations are corruption cases parrot on the decks and nothing yet to be done. So when will we get some answers from those who are in charge? The Minister of Justice, the National Security, those people that have these huge and fabulous budgets. The Minister of Justice does not need a pass from the President of the Republic of Liberia to investigate alleged corruption. Supposedly, if it is correct, it should be an independent institution. But are they waiting for the signal or the President to give go ahead? I just don't get it. And the law says if they miss this 5 section, the Speaker has the right to call in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court can determine what there can be a dissolution of this first branch of government. But I want to know whether there was any bribery. We have been hearing from the Talo, from the Soul, from Isaac Waynambo, and all of that. But I'm telling you, they get a saying that says, when they're carrying the hunchback men in the graveyard, you want to go see whether they're going to use a 5-inch nail or they want to use something to remove that, or how he or she going to go into that casket. If Fanatic Kofa is removed, then who next? And my political guess, you're going to drag onto the Senate. Nyongli Kanga Lawrence, there's fierceness from what we are hearing. The agenda of these people is dangerous to democracy. There is a process involved. But to have such a political mutiny after the Speaker left the country, travels with the president, I don't know whether the Pope uses his left hand to pray over the Speaker or what happens in there. I have no idea. I was not there. I'm just going to be making some educated guess. But this is a similar thing that went on in La Cote d'Ivoire with Konabedi. And we all know, or for those who don't know, the outcome of that, the speaker was ousted. Now, Jonathan Fanatic Kofa is fighting for his political career. These and many more. The analyst is going to be here, and we're going to have a fair and balanced conversation. And of course, you yourself, you will be making a call. Thank God the Liberal is not in charge. So there is no Channing Phones here this evening that he wants praise sinking. He and his men, Jerry Washington, back on. I am Alfonso Zian, so this is all things considered. And of course, you're going to have a fair share here this evening. Welcome to the show. Let's take a quick commercial break for some of those people that get us to be in this business and do what we love doing here. Let's take this break, and I will be right back.
Hello everyone, my name is Foye, aka Diamond. I would like to share a little bit about someone incredibly special to me, my mother, Rose Johnson. My mother is the heart and soul of our family. Her love and unwavering support has shaped my siblings and I into the women we are today. She has taught us the value of kindness, resilience, and compassion. On October 26th, we will be gathering to honor and celebrating our mother's incredible journey and all the lives she has touched. We would be delighted if you can join us on this special occasion, which will be hosted at the Portuguese Club in Cranston, Rhode Island. Your presence will mean the world to us. Thank you and God bless. Bye.
Do you want to share your events with the world? Why not contact us? We are Liberia Public Radio, LPR. We are the specialists in advertisements, commercials, radio and TV services. We have the professionals that can help you sell your products and provide live coverage of all events, such as weddings, conventions, graduations, reunions, anniversaries, sports, birthdays, baby showers, religious activities, funerals, and many more. Take your phone right now and call any of the following numbers: 682-433-8802, 267-648-6089, 484-786-3337, or 916-533-2048. Our customer service representatives are waiting to take your calls and give you the needed assistance. It is LPR, the home of excellent media services and your friends in business. Hello listeners, this is Mazola, the lover boy. I'd like to invite you to this exciting program. It is called Dancing for Jesus. It is intended to play beautiful inspirational music to help you turn your life to God. Join me on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is our way of showing appreciation to God for the good things He has done for us and continue to do. Don't miss this opportunity. Join Mazola Gizi on every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the program Dancing for Jesus. Please be there because I will be here to wrap it up for you.
good evening. I'm Alfonso Z and Sort of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Good morning to wherever you are. If this is the first time to say you are wholeheartedly welcome on the official news outlet of the Liberia Public Radio, right here in the East Coast, New England Bureau broadcasting this beautiful Wednesday evening here in tonight's editions of All Things Considered. This is the center of gravity. This building that you see behind me here is where all of the political turmoil, political mutiny is ongoing, by the way. And it's yet to be cleared. Jonathan Fanatic Kofa is in his political fight. What is going on? One of those on the other end is Representative Samuel G. Cocout of Nimba County. So what is happening right now? And on our own provisions of the Constitution, so we're still far from that end. It's fair to mention the President of the Republic of Liberia does not have the authority to dissolve Congress or the Parliament or the House of Representatives. It's not in the case of Senegal and other places what we saw like a month ago, the president of Senegal, because of some of these sort of same behaviors, and saying the president, because the president has the constitutional authority and just address the nation and say, hey, all of you, you're out of job because this nonsense, it has to stop. Joseph Boyka does not have that authority. However, there's a constitutional provision as well. But something very unusual is happening. And I will say it again. I said that last night. I try to look behind the scene, go ahead of my shadow here to see what is happening, as to why this is happening at such a time. I see it, yes, they do have the right constitutional provision, but the process, the methodologies apply or deploy in this process is weird. So I'm getting a little bit nervous. What is the agenda? What are these short-term and there's a long-term agenda of these folks are doing what they are doing? So if they succeed or if pressure mounts on Fanatic Kofa to step aside, then who next? And my best educated guess is Senator Nyombi Kangawa. Because remember, it was a white flag, white United Nations flag that brought her to be the Senate leader. And that will happen, but people don't want to hear it. Okay, good is here. We do not hold voices. Even though for him, when he's operating, he gives me what 30 seconds to close up. He all over the place praising, cheering to Joseph Newman Boykai. He's now being incorporated on the State Broadcasting Corporation because of his ties with the ruling establishment. And for so long, he has led this marathon on this network, forgetting to know Liberia Public Radio stands for transparency, and we shouldn't do what we are doing, what he's doing. But that's the society that we have. Media personality incited themselves into the political discourse, impoverishing the citizenry to take their in making informed decisions because they use the microphone, they abuse the microphone, they take advantage of the people because they have 10,000 voices under their command. So we, on the other side, the independent voices, never had the chance to ask these politicians all of the questions needed. Here we are today having this sort of political mutiny. Let me go into the liberal state of California. By the way, his house is much closer to Nancy Pelosi, and this is why he's so removed from the picture. The liberal progressive of the Liberia Public Radio is a strong support. I got one question here to ask him here tonight, and I will let him to listen to that and see what in honest factions he can answer that question. Let me bring in the liberal progressive, Samson Blocko Brown, who is a strong supporter of President Joseph Newman Boyka. I don't know what is going on. He always friendly with these people. His friend is Fanatic Kofa. Kofa's job is at stake, so he's doing everything he comes here and try to be one of the talking heads as he initiated. The Liberals, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Mr. So. Thank you for having us.
Okay, good to have you.
I like the way you zoot all this even but like that my business you can't zoot all like this, yeah, all like this, like you're getting ready to go meet President Wakai. Why is zoot all like this for?
I'm like that every day. I don't have to. I don't have to be in a special faction to meet President Wakai. Let me call the Reverend political guru, senior analyst of the Liberia Public Radio, Phil Collins is here. He is also a Minnesota politician, also a Boyka fan. LPRA is infested with the Washings, which is okay. We intend not to leave no one behind. Mr. Collins, good evening. Welcome to the show. We're not hearing you.
Good evening, Labor and the CEO. Wednesday.
Why you decided to go with this? Why you don't like?
Sorry.
You don't like?
No, we just want to remind ourselves. I'm glad that Terry is doing that. We want to remind ourselves where we are and what day it is.
I hear you loud and clear. Why you decide to go to the Liberals and when the Liberal is not in charge? Are they talking to you, or it look like you are switched your? Are you a new Terry now, or what?
Well, I'm gradually becoming though.
You gradually become. Okay. Graduate. We are getting there. Okay, guys, good evening. Welcome. This is All Things Considered. I intend not to put my fingers in your esophagus by allowing you to speak what you want to speak on, but we all know one of the cardinal issues right now is the first branch of government is in disarray. Political mutiny is ongoing. The speaker yet to secure to lock it down. The speaker being involved in series of press conferences, which I think that is over the top. Instead of working the phone lines, now the mutiny representatives also coming back on the speaker. Your guy, Joseph Boyka, in the midst of this war, Capitol building literally is on political fire, is now launching a big education program, a doctorate degree, whatever going to be given, going on there. By the way, Liberal, for me, I'm an honest guy. Let me give flower to whom it is due. I didn't listen to it, but I got a call from inside Liberia from someone striking that you really hit the nail today. People didn't like it. You were on the state broadcasting corporations and you spoke your mind. But unfortunately, when you come here, then you become ridiculous. So, which of course, I just want to mention that I got that phone call and that was from the higher up. But we are confused. This Liberator, who he is he really with us? Well, you need to ask him. But good evening, guys. Welcome to the show. Let's have a conversation here. And the issue of fanatical fire is yet to be settled. This is, excuse me, let me give this here. The Capitol building debacle gets deepened. Kofa factions not standing down. Kofa, I think Fanato, why are you folding his hand like that? Am I going to be going out of joy? Is that what he's saying or what it means? And you see this guy in his Nigerian Sonny Abacha type of hat that he is the one that leading, one of those that leading this thing here. But guys, let's have a conversation. Let me start with you. First come, first serve. The Liberal Progressive, what are you hearing today? The speaker is not lacking that. Do you think he's going over the edge by speaking? He has not been indicted. He has not been formally accused. The court has not served him. That I know. If I'm wrong, you can get me right. Why is he making these, having these press conferences? At the end of the day, it is a 72% plus himself would do the right thing to save his job. The Liberian people not going to save him a job. So why is he running ahead of his shadow here?
Thank you, Mr. So, and again, good evening to you, good evening, Terry. We're going to have a beautiful show tonight, I believe. Look, Mr. So, I'll just give it to you as it is. Kova is not going to resign. And in fact, the more these people push this issue, his rigid behavior will be more exemplified. It will be on displays for all to see. Look, Flanty Kofa, first thing he wants to do is to teach these people the true meaning of Constitution. You cannot remove me until you have a quorum. There's certain numbers in the rule book that tells you once you meet that threshold, you can remove me. You don't want to come to section, so be it. You stay there, I am the speaker still. And here's the thing here. How long can they keep it up? Because most likely if they continue to do that, their paycheck might not be coming as well. It might be affecting their pocket. And once it starts affecting their pocket, they will know how serious this is. Because here's the thing here. Why they have the right to say we do not want to serve under this speaker. And that's their constitutional right. But follow the procedure. Go and tell the speaker and the whole world, put your hands up. Who in charge of removing the speaker? You make it known by putting your hands up. And you remove the speaker if you have the numbers. But you cannot say we will challenge his leadership by not going to Chima or whatever it is. And therefore, if he doesn't have a quorum, he's going to resign. We will force him backdoor. You think that total you're running? But not total. This is the Republic of Liberia. You're not going to have to say, oh, okay, we're just going to stay out. And sooner or later, you know, you ain't got a quorum. In fact, let me be ridiculous here this evening, Mr. So. If Franti Kofa say, Samsito, come and sit in that chair, whether elected or not, I am going to go sit in as one of the representatives. Plus, I will be. Franti Kofa is not going. In fact, we're ready to put up this fight, and we're going to fight it. We're not going nowhere. Franti Kofa is staying put. He ain't going nowhere. If the people who in Liberia are feeling the pain that they are, in fact, having some issue, they will talk to their representative to bring themselves back to the negotiating table. If not, we will stay put. Before, I used to say, oh, no, we are in it. He ain't going nowhere.
He not going nowhere. It's not a surprise tone for me. There's a flip side to this here. Let me break in Terry. And this is not a funny thing here. We are directly into a potential very, very serious problem, which your guy is unable to handle it. We're going to come to that as well. But let me talk to Terry here. Terry, so the question becomes, does he fanatic Kofa? No, friends, he didn't build a political consensus, political relationship. What's going on? He can't get the numbers required to call for the quorum. That's weird to be someone, a politician. He been a deputy speaker and he now speaker. So it seems to me he did not build that political consensus. Is he not able to get 7%? Where is the party in its standing, the standard bearer, the leadership of the party, to see their speaker? Well, the number 3% when it comes to the number 10% in charge of the country, to be having such a difficulties and just going crying, baby cry, having press conferences, Sekou interrupting and calling for Sekou, you need to stop, give me a chance to talk. Is that what a speaker is supposed to be doing?
Certainly not, Mr. So, and that is concerning because we expected the speaker to be a leader. I really did not expect Mr. Kofa. I have high respect for him, even though I do know him. But the way he had been positioned by the public and by the sedition, even by Labor, the way he portrayed himself.
I didn't hear you.
From the beginning. When we're advocating by Labor, from the beginning, the way they presented him to be a leader. But from what I'm seeing, I don't think, because let's listen to the rebuttal today. All right. Something I took out of the rebuttal was that how can the speaker do not know that people are using his signature to collect money out of his office? Then,
you believe that?
That's what I'm saying. That what Koga and his men have some strong points. And the only thing I don't know if they can sustain this thing, because the place they are reached now, they're in the public glare, the international community looking at them. If they back off, people will believe that they ready to bribe. But if they maintain their ground, people will see it to be a transparent process, that these people really mean what they say. Because the speaker continued to indict himself. How can you say that money's passed on you, but people were using your signature to sign for money in your name, and you don't know about it?
And
Then how?
additionally, is it fair to Terry? Is it fair to ask him then when did he get to know all of this here? Is it because of the this proceeding now? He's speaking out. You know, these people here, that's what happens. You know, when social alligators put together and you put them in the cage, they kill the hell out of each other. That's exactly what is happening. They are all corrupt-minded people. They are greedy. They eat like a cockroach. So, you know, roach, when it comes in the house, even you leave dishes in the sink, guess what? It will look for the oil barrel to go into it. So
Right.
that's what happens when you alone decide to get, and you can't give the people. Look at the figure these people are calling. It is absurd. It is unbelievable. And you have this liberal guy and his Jerry back on. They all supporting all of these things. You hear him while he's talking, and he's not going nowhere. He will go in a place and blah blah blah. What? That his views, that his opinion. I'm not buying into that. I'm not listening because it's not even getting into my ears.
Yeah, so you see, that is what it is, Mr. So because the problem is that in as much as I like the guy, his posture, I like his calmness. You know, he's not a guy who will be displaying the way he positioned himself today. Like, you know, I'm ready to take this on. I have the ability to swing things. But whether if that's why I was waiting for to see if there were going to be a rebuttal to the statement assertion he made last night on Spoon Talk. And I think that was careless of him, because you cannot be trying to win your guys over, then you go to a major controversial network that people believe to be supporting the government, all right? And you go to that very network to denigrate your own people, to put before the entire world on 13,000 views that my representative then they can be collecting money in a hotel. As a leader, you don't do that. That shows you don't have the leadership skill to run the house. It shows incompetence. Let me just be honest with you, because you can't go and say you're trying to win your guy. And I think that doing that, he's saying he will compel the people to come. Those people are elected officials. You can't compel them when they tell you, say, we lose confidence in your diabo. You cannot compel them. And they did it one time. He sent they send the sergeant of arms. Sergeant of arms only when not only people do. You think sergeant of arms get the manpower? Each of those representatives have their own, they command their own staffers. Beside what they call your sergeant of arms does not have the capacity to force a lawmaker to come under your job.
No, but there's a other version to that though. There's a other version, but in your point, I see the liberal. He's burning in
yeah,
that
liberal. I know liberal will come. I'm all for it
I would
because
really enjoy myself when there's a flash of here with the two of you here. That would be a very good program this evening.
I felt
Well,
very bad today.
let me help the both of you here. Terry, I love you.
Yeah, go
There's
ahead,
no
liberal.
question, there's no question how you're my brother, you're my son. I love you. However, in this situation, we're gonna have to keep a pack company here tonight. Let me just say that very strictly. We are not here to apologize. We are not here to have kumba here. Planti Kofa has the law on his side. He has not violated any rule. There is no charge against him. These renegades, as I will call them, going around to be the savior of the Liberian institution. Far from it. Far from it. Planti Kofa will not resign. Planti Kofa must not resign. Planti Kofa should stay and teach the people how the Constitution works. This is the problem with Honorable Snow when he resigned, because they did the same thing. They did not remove him. He resigned because he couldn't make a quorum. They did the same thing with Honorable Tyler. And this time, when Francis Kofa took the exam for the Liberian Bar Association, he came #1. This is the man you would think you're going to carry constitutional law against. You're swimming against the tide. And we will allow you. We will not help you. We will allow you for the swimming of the tide that you have against you. If you're not careful, you're going to drown. And don't blame us. All we know, Francis Kofa going to protect the institution. Francis Kofa going to protect the constitution. Francis Kofa will make these people. It's not about a job. It's not about a job. If you do it right, the speakership belongs. It's not Francis Kofa farm, but do it right. Don't throw stones at some young children.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. Come and deal with us. You want Francis Kofa out? Let's go to the house and follow the rules.
Okay, that's a very logical point. In the sense that Fanati is a lawyer, he's all with the system. You see, that's the advantage and disadvantage of a novice and someone who just something, and that's why he's holding them. And he's standing that ground.
Mr. So, give me 1 minute, please. Give me 1 minute. Let me inform the public here tonight. I am not here for friendship. I am not here for kumbaya. I am not here to come and take any kinds of position. My position is clear. Your hair ain't fading my mouth. My hair ain't fading your mouth. This is the liberal. I am wearing my liberal suit tonight. So please don't say, Mr. To, I love you. Yeah, I love you too. But I'm not here to take for kumbaya. We are here for truthfulness. Please, Mr. So, carry on.
Yeah.
I wanted to rebut to liberal.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I don't want you to
talk. The thing here is that the people are taking the legal action as well. And you must understand, in as much as Fanati Kofa is a lawyer, every representative over there almost are lawyers themselves, because they are. I
don't mean to interrupt. These people took the test. Most of them, they took it 4 or 5 times to become a bad lawyer. But they took it 1 time, do the whole class. You cannot put these people in the same category, in the same bucket with Francis when it comes to law.
I agree, Fonati knows the law, but you must also understand that all lawyers do not operate in the same fields. They got different kinds of lawyers. All right, and Fonati Kufa looked like a corporate lawyer where he deal with companies and stuff like that. That does not mean that you understand the law and you know what you're talking about. Every representative over there have their own lawyers that are giving them advices as to how to proceed. The decisions that they are taking as the majority Black is also in the confine of the law of the Constitution of our country. So you cannot say that, oh, you know, what you're saying also for Fanati Kofa is good. You guys can stand your ground. You can resist and say, oh, we're not going anywhere. We are here. But if you cannot call a quorum and the simple majority Black continue to call a quorum, what become of your gavel?
So
your gavel becomes useless.
No, yeah, but here is the thing, and that's the difference with the other folks, the Tyler and the speaker, the former speaker Snow. All of them kind of mounted to this sort of political pressure, and it gave up. But Fanati, he's practically arguing in his profession as a lawyer, knowing what the rules says about that. And this is why they need to. There's a process involved. But one of the consequential things here involved in this here, and I'm quite sure I wouldn't be surprised when Fanati Kofa and his team of lawyers comes to that, is they will want to know whether there was any bribery offered into this process. Yes, he does have a contract with Water and Sewer, with Liberian Petroleum Refining Companies and other major companies. He alluded today, he has friends. So the question now becomes, and this is how to show that these are our people, they just look one way and that's it. Now, what were their thoughts what factors were considered before even electing Fanatic Kofa to that position? Were there some sort of precondition? Okay, before you do, you have to. And I know that's a logical point, but they never argue on those points. And all our work, all our officials, that's their behavior. They will never wash their hands out on something completely to give charge because why? It's all about themselves. They mean they are not trusted and they will not trust any other person. But interestingly,
do you believe that particular investigation going to go anywhere? You're talking about water and sewer. They're accusing water and sewer of giving.
No, I say he does have a contract. I don't know. So, and this is why the investigation is important. But he does have a contract with water and sewer. They are a client, Liberia, LPRC, all of those people here. But what I'm saying here, what led to this, we saw some representative. We don't know yet whether it was a political ploy, but they alluded, some of them said they were offer money. And Morgans, you're quite correct. I reached out to some of my own candidate representative, but you know, when it comes to the thing, they know, they will not, they will get to you, that will get to you, they will keep doing it, and I will keep going to the Jeremiah Gao Sokan, Marie Johnson. These are all friends of the Liberal Progressive, all right? So we need to, what? They are your friends.
You said Marie.
Oh, you
said Marie Johnson are my friend.
You always friend with those bad people. But yeah, quickly to tell and I want to have the audience to participate. But Terry, politics is all about building consensus, right? You gotta make friends. You gotta make some political sacrifices.
Look.
I'm coming.
But you're giving us some salad dressing tonight.
No. You're not. Don't go. Don't even go.
Okay.
You hire a day. I don't want us to go there.
Go ahead.
So here is the thing. Here, I am concerned. Politics, you build consensus. You make friends. You make some political sacrifices. One mistake. Unlike the Helen Johnson Sirleaf and the George Weah, all of the committee heads, they were elected. Fanatic Kofa, as a speaker, appointed these people. Now, something happened. You're seeing this sort of political mutiny. In my view, and I could be wrong, I don't think that was a good public relations strategy. You don't owe anything as of now to the public. Your political battle lies within the 72. He makes it 3 in the House. Is he saying that he doesn't have a friend? He doesn't have someone to cut through the corridor to get those people and get that 7 persons in the column and
look, this is the Liberal tonight. Mr. Cullen, Pastor Bishop Cullen, let
but that was the bishop. Put that one on the side. Let's discuss. Oh, my internet.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, labor force?
No, for what? That the man playing with the team. But I'm on fire tonight. He's trying to pull my fire.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, but let me tell you this. This is not a joker. The speaker, the current speaker of the Republic of Liberia, I don't believe that he should go after another member of the House of Representatives by bringing them to quorum by force. No. They want to count, they can't. They don't want to count, let them stay. The Constitution that governs all of us as Liberians is behind Flanti Kofa. We don't have to bring anybody in there. In the money, let Flanti Kofa and one car go to office. Sit down there. And just sit down and hold your gavel. Just hold your gavel. That's it. The people who want to go to executive mansion to have their conference, let them. The Constitution says if you want Flanti Kofa out, you have to go on the floor, submit your motion, and let the people view your motion. And your motion is read clearly in front of the people, the entire membership. And the membership should have the opportunity to vote on your motion. If your motion passes to remove Franti Kofa, I will be the first to go over and say, Franti, I'll help you with your books. Let's go. Franti Kofa not broke? Franti Kofa, you think you need a job over there to make living? No. The point here is this. Franti Kofa going to these radio stations and making comments and things like that. Yes, some of us as a friend frown on that. But they left me with no other choice but to come and say, okay, you want us to have a public trial. Let's go and do the public trial. Since you refuse to come in a House of Representatives and try me based on the Constitution requirement.
Labor, you can't do that. Wait now.
Okay, hold on.
Let me
I need some really order here.
Yeah, Mr. So I have to
let you
speak
on time here this evening.
Okay, let me land. The Franti Kofa is saying, since you refuse to come and try me in the real law here in the House of Representatives, and you want to go on spoon to try me on spoon, let's try each other in the court, in the public opinion, and see who's going to win. Franti Kofa is winning.
So quickly here, before you come in here, Terry, I'm not speaking as a fanatic of this person. I'm looking at all sides of this and taking in the world of politics. Is he building the real consensus, before I go to Terry?
He's built.
I mean, is he building a political consensus here?
Consensus with who? With the folks that I help, the folks that from the lawmakers, the folks that are behind him will stay with him. There will be some folks that will be coming our way now because they have seen the light.
Okay.
They have seen the light.
All right.
They know the light is shining on the side of Franti Kofa. They can't go away.
Okay.
Nigerians sue you where you will be Nigerians. He will be the Nigerians House of Representatives speaker. That Nigerian suit you wear, he will go to Nigeria and be the speaker. Not in Liberia, can wear a Nigerian suit and you want to remove a legitimate city speaker. That ain't happening.
Yeah, this sort of stereotype here, I don't condone that on my program. On your program, you want to label people who they are and blah blah. And please, no interruption. Terry was very quiet listening to you. Mr. Collins, let me just bring you in.
Yeah, this is what it is, Liberal. What Mr. Soul said, have he been building consensus? And that shows his incompetence. Because you don't have, you have not been able to successfully build loyal people that will be in your column. To understand your own people divided themselves. They separated themselves and saying they can work with you. The voting or vote of non-confidence in you. That shows that you are not the leader that we expected you to be. All right. And for a few days, a display of action proved that. And somebody here talking about 73 lawmaker, there is nothing called simple majority. Then, bro, you're not reading the law. The law in Article 33 talks about simple majority can conduct a quorum. And if you say there is no simple majority, why Franti Kofa could not have a quorum? If the man cannot have a quorum, labor, how can he run the speakership position if he cannot have a quorum? Part of your duties as a speaker is for you to be able to conduct the operations of the legislature, the operation of the lower house. And he really said it the last time that the lower house is the most significant body in the both houses. They carry out a major responsibility in plenary. So if that particular house stall, there are a lot of things will not be done for the entire country. So if the simple majority black is saying that we have a vote of non-confidence, first of all, you need to understand here that the reason why these people cannot say we go into a Franti Kofa quorum is because they know that the need of 49 men for the two-third majority to remove the speaker. So even if they put the ply and they cannot raise that number, Franti Kofa retain his position. So the wise strategy by law, that the wisest action that they're taking is for them to vote, to declare a vote of non-confidence since they are in the majority black and not allow him to have a quorum. Because part of your function as a speaker is to conduct quorum. If you cannot conduct quorum, you are ineffective. So if you want to be going to the office every day and not being able to work on and keep the whole country hostage, then how effective as you as a leader?
It's a fair point. Fair point. But I will throw this right back at you, Pastor Collins. I will throw this right back at you tonight. Because yesterday on this platform, you told us, yes, I love these. I love the liberal. The liberal memory is just an elephant memory. It can't go anywhere. It catch up very quickly. You told us yesterday, Pastor Collins, that in the house, they are not there for Kumba here. Everybody there for their own. And now you coming to tell us here again tonight that the men should somehow try to build coalition. Coalition to do what? We're not here for no coalition business. What we're here to do is to protect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. What we're here to do is to make sure Frantikova does not become a statistic like the rest of the two gentlemen who were so afraid of their own shadow. Frantikova does not have that kind of shadow to be afraid of. Frantikova is going nowhere. If they want Frantikova out, if they want him out, they have to do it correct. Come to the floor. Don't be afraid. If you don't have the vote, you don't have the vote. So what are you afraid of? If you know that this man is not capable of leading, and you have the people behind you that you're claiming, go on the floor. Test the system. I'm sure, Fred. Yeah, you're terrible, man. How you play for? No. Let me finish that point. You play football game. You know, man, the other thing, the only way we can be there is not to show up. We're not even going to show up that we win again. Now, how do you play it? No. Show your strength politically. Go and show your strength. You can't show strength. Please get out of the kitchen. Let the big boys come through.
Yes. Here's the other side of it here. If these people made 5 good sessions in succession, then that's a problem. Then this is where the speaker, he will continue to remain speaker. And at this point in time now, the gavel is on him based on the provisions of the Constitution. The Supreme Court can step in because the president does not have the authority to dissolve. If they can attend to the Liberian people to function 5 good sessions, that is a trouble.
But that's the reason why.
That's what I'm saying. So who does it really disadvantage? But the liberal, he's in his own fantasy land. Yes, Fanatic Kofa is arguing on the legal aspect, but we are looking at the end game of this. Who does it advantage? You are the speaker. Your people have gone to renegade. It's just like you are a commanding general, your battalion commander, they send you out from there, and you as a commander, you are unable to put your people together to assemble them to counteract their enemy or to represent the country. It's on you. It's on you. So what we are asking,
I will not advise Frantikova to lead a troop like that. They will be shooting. They're shooting already behind mine. They're shooting, and you want him to lead them to go to war, to be in front of them. They will kill him before the war even starts. We're not going to go play that kind of game.
So
people who are going to be shooting you in the back, and you think you want them, you want me to lead them? No, Frantikova will not lead these kinds of people. If they want to be led,
so
let's come to Frantikova and say we accept your leadership.
Okay, let's for discussion purposes. Let's say they decided to just surrender and say we want to go back in session. We want to take it. Do you think you're going to have a successful leadership to lead these people?
Of course. Frantikova is a consensus builder. That's the first thing. But Liberian politics, and Frantikova he's sitting in a unique position. He understands Liberian politics. This is the same man who prosecuted the corruption king. Remember now. So he knows these people well. Now, what Frantikova is doing to these people, which any intellectual would do the same, is to say, you want this fight? They say yes. Do you understand what you're fighting on? They believe they say yes. Fine, let's take it on. They don't have the Constitution on their side. That's what I've been saying all night. The Constitution governs all of us. I give it to you. Yeah.
The people have the Constitution on their side. If you've been watching, you will know that this is a constitutional matter and they are carrying on the constitutional duty. These people went to the House. Just half for Nati Kofa were in session. They were also in session. That is constitutional. They conducted a constitutional quorum and they cited, according to the law and the rules, they cited the deputy speaker and they wrote him a letter on the basis of constitutional rights. And why didn't Fonati Kofa put them under why he didn't command
the building is the people building. Those people were elected.
That's what I'm telling you. So they have the constitutional rights. Mr. So let me just say it. All right. You are talking about, so I see somebody saying here, if you claim that you are a leader who protects the Constitution and have leadership ability and all of that, how come in 9 months you're not able to manage the people you lead? Leadership is different from, you will have people in leadership that will revolt against you, but not 9 months in your leadership.
Let me address that very quickly.
If Mr. Kofa lose this position, he will be the shortest term of speaker in the history of our republic.
Let me address it.
Under 9 months, Mr. So.
Let me address your 9 month comment.
Majority black revolt against your leadership.
Let me address your 9 month.
Then you tell me that you have leadership ability.
Let me address your 9 month comments. Thank you very much. The comment you're making, 9 months comment, this is legitimate. I agree with you. But Liberia House of Representatives, it is not normal place to do business. Liberia House of Representatives is a place. May I address the young man, please, Mr.
But then why are you the speaker there? If it's not
listen, let me come. I'm coming to it. I'm trying to lay the premise. If you guys will give me the opportunity here, like I said, I'm not here for friendship tonight. Tonight is the liberal night. I'm not here for friendship. Let me say this: Franti Kofa's intent of becoming speaker was to straighten the place. Look. On a very serious note, I have a bunch of video here from Franti Kofa when he travels around West Africa. On most of the places and most of the time he had a foreign interview. The thing is, Liberia as an institution, the lawmaking process in Liberia will be at the standard of any other country in West Africa. And when Franti Kofa decided to seek the speakership, listen to me, when he decided to seek the speakership, one of the main things Franti Kofa wanted to do was to make sure the House of Representatives is audited, number one. Second, after the auditing process, those who will be found, whatever they found, they will be booted out. And then you will bring in people, young Liberian, who have interest in making sure the governance system in Liberia is survived. Will come.
Okay.
The last thing here, before I go to Mr. So please, the last thing here is when Franti Kofa got in the speakership, he quickly realized that these renegades are not people who are willing to work with him. Their intent and their interest only is money for themselves. And Franti Kofa tried to contain that. In the containment process, when they find out he's trying to contain these behavior, they decided to come up with a book of charges and everything else that he lawyer for this law when he has already divested almost to 2016. And these people are going to come and bring those kinds of book of charges. They are not serious. Franti Kofa is going nowhere. If they want to remove it, let them come to the House of Representatives.
Then why the majority of
hold on 1 second, Terry. What a good analysis. But apparently you find yourself in a very small world, very good vision, very good layout by Fanati, which of course he's been pushing. And for example, the very deputy speaker bypassed him, post something there, and he ended up recording. He recorded that and make those corrections. All of that get them upset. But if Fanatic Kofa is to attain all of these good visions, just sort of reform, radical reform for the good of the country, meant to say, what becomes of that if he can't build that consensus in making sure that he remains? Because if he can't, if it is not resolved and it stays like that, who will be the loser? Who would be the loser?
Let me say this to you. Let me say this, and some of your supporters that are writing here questioning if this was your support, they are writing here questioning if this was your show. Will you allow our CEO to speak as long as I am running the show? Well, I am the CEO. Why are you coming and attack me? If that was your show, you will let the CEO speak as long. Yeah. I will let him speak for 30 seconds. So what? But yeah, the 30 second business, the last night event, they're still bringing it up. That last night business is still holding on me. No, Mr. So let me tell you again, we are not in this to appease anybody. The thing we're inside is to protect the Constitution for future generations.
Labor, you are not protecting the Constitution. You are not. You are not. The best way, Labor, the best way you can protect the Constitution.
How do you remove the speaker? What are the
many ways? One of the ways is the ways in which they are taking right now.
Oh, to intimidate.
No, not to intimidate. They have a vote of non-confidence in your gavel. And because they do not have the two-third majority, they revolt by saying we cannot allow you to have a quorum. That is constitutional. And what we're not understanding here, Labor, is that every one of these people were elected. Jaha Fonati Kofa were elected. Fonati Kofa were able, that's what Mr. So is saying. If Fonati Kofa were able to lobby these people to vote for him, why he can't lobby them to maintain his ability to rule them?
Because he do not want to give out the purse. That's
what?
What you're
that is his version of the story. That is one man.
We are not in America. We're talking about Liberia. The lobbying business in Liberia, the way you guys are describing is this. For these people who want Frantic Cover to assign them to different community heads.
That's
money. That's what it was.
No, listen. This guy is
the man commanded audit. Huh? The man commanded audit. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. So.
No, y'all talk over each other.
I was trying
to. When you're finished, then I will put both of you in the same bowl again.
I was trying to say,
I'm not here for friendship business.
I was trying to say the man commanded an audit since February. So how long you will take to audit? That 9 months or 8 months you will take to audit?
Oh, that the time frame now you're questioning. That the time frame now you're questioning.
Let me say
no, that's not a question. His colleagues are accusing him that he don't want to audit because he knows that the audit will indict him. So that's why I say the legislative politics right now, Labor, that gossip. Fonati is giving gossip.
If you believe that the audit will indict him, you are bring the audit on. That's not the process.
That's not what I'm saying here. But let me just simplify it. This is how it began when you see people are so intransigent and we're being so defensive and not willing to make some consolatory effort in resolving crisis is because they incite themselves. And the reason the Liberal is acting like this because he's a fan of Fanatic Kofa. But if I were providing counsel to Fanatic Kofa, I would have a different approach because if you even want to attain or you want to reach your goal, your mission, yes. Hold on. Don't interrupt me. So let's simplify this conversation here. As the administrative head of this network, and all of the analysts here who are voluntarily providing services, even for whatever reason, Terry say, well, I no longer, I don't want to be on this network. Sissy come, I don't want to be on this network. Dr. Mally Jones come, I don't want to be on this network. Or maybe Saul is doing XYZ. What is my responsibility as head? I say, oh, because they said they didn't want to come, let them go. They shouldn't come. That's not a crisis resolution. They have their point. What has been channeled through the process? Give me a break. I know you all pumping within there. These are some of the same behavior. You're throwing your Liberty Party aside, and you no longer want to do anything with it. That's the same thing, because you people are politically driven, so you lack the ability to resolve problems, to cut political deal. That's
we
what we
don't
are
need your
saying.
lecture. Liberty Party do not need your lecture. The Liberty Party is the best party in the Republic of Liberia. We don't need your lecture at this time, please. Just speak to your point and let me respond. Because if you bring Liberty Party here, I will surely let you, Unity Party and CDC, all of you combined, that Liberty Party is the best. So I'm not here to take second fiddle on
so what we are saying in crisis resolution on the other side, he as a politician, if he can, and speaker, from deputy speaker to be a speaker, and you cannot even get 7 persons on your side, you don't have people to talk to those people to cut through that corridor. That's a serious problem. You are not politicians. You are not
Mr. Terry, let me just say this here to you guys, as my friend and brothers. I would try to somehow measure the words that they use here this evening when I speak to both of you, because you two are brothers and friends. Let me say this.
I don't care. You can say whatever you want to say.
So let me speak. Let me say this to you. In a very peaceful tone, I would tell you this. If that institution, the Liberia legislature institution, if it was a place where you seek compromise, you will not have the like of Yaka Koloba standing in the hall of the legislature insulting. These people, the word compromise does not mean anything to them. The only thing they understand is how and when to deal with them forcefully. Now, these people, they saw Flanty Kufa willing to work with them. Now, I'll give you an example. Remember Flanty Kufa, when he made that statement, the 100,000, he said, we put the 100,000. First, they wanted the 100,000 just cash like that. And Flanty Kufa told them, no, you can't do that. You have to tie it to a project so the Liberians know where you're getting the money from. These are the people you want compromise from? No. So when Flanty Kufa did that, the government, Unity Party government, have yet to deliver on that 100,000. Now, Mr. So the
I'm asking, no, I'm the questionnaire. I'm asking you, you say Unity Party. I want to make sure my audience, I'm asking, is that a rescue team?
President Baker had nothing to do with it. But let me just tell you this one. Yeah. So, Terry, I have the ability to compartmentalize. I'm not, Terry, I'm not a Johnny come late to politics.
I'm enjoying you.
So do you think Mr. So going to trap me and throw me in the water so people, they shock them? No. And so let me just tell you that, Mr. So. Just tell you that. So when Flanty Kufa find out about this gentleman, the Nigerian looking man here, he thinks they in Nigeria. Because in Nigeria Parliament, they fight. Yeah, we go. Yeah. In Nigeria Parliament, they can fight with blow. They can throw things. You guys have seen that.
Strong man. That man strong, liberal.
Yeah. That's fine. Let him go to Nigeria. He left, Nigeria. We don't do that kind of thing, Nigeria.
If my name is enough for Nigeria, stop.
I don't care. Let him go to Nigeria. From Nigeria before he becomes senator. Let him go there too. When he come back, he can be president. But let me just tell you this. When Flanty Kufa find out about these people's behavior, he thought to himself, how can I straighten these people's behavior? Do I get in? And if I get in, what happened to the next generation? He said, I'm going to put my foot down. I'm going to put my foot down. I will refuse these people a bribery attempt. I'm not going to do that. So Flanty Kufa told these people, if we're going to have a budget, that thing you used to do long time when you get budget, you say, well, the minister will get 20 million. They'll put 2 million on it. They'll come back and say, you want it 2 million? No, we will have people that will.
Yeah, we'll soon be taking calls.
We will have people, he said, that will go through the budget. And these Nigerian looking men, then they don't put down that team because they're after money. So when he refused, they say, oh, okay, now the speaker got this. That the question people asking them, you're elected the speaker. You say he been in our House of Representatives for what, 4 or 5 years or so, and he was deputy speaker. You all know that he was representing the Republic of Liberia in a different entity that today you all know now. What kinds of business?
But Liberia,
let me finish. Let me finish. What kind of business? Yeah, okay. I mean, 5 seconds. Let me finish. What kind of business is that now you all know that the mayor is corrupt? You're elected him. Franti Kofa will not resign. You want him out? That now Franti Kofa house. You want him out? Follow the rule. Okay. Go to the house, bring your father now. Franti Kofa, I will help him to unpack his stuff and put it in my car. I will go to the put Franti Kofa thing in the car and say, let's go, my brother.
All right, Terry, come in.
Mr. Franti Kofa did not say he's not going to resign. He said resignation is not an option. He spoke like a lawyer. An option means it's not a choice. It's not my choice to give. From my perspective, I'm looking at it, which means that if push comes to shove, they could be the reason why I might resign. Even the journalist asked him today twice. He said, right now, I'm coming now. I'm coming. He said, right now.
I'm saying it in a real way. Franti Kofa will not resign. I don't know what I want to say.
Huh?
You need to stop the voting.
Yeah, so Liberia, you said several things here that seems to be very confusing, because the speaker here, you're talking about that, you know, you're giving us gossip, like you're giving us his side of the story. You are not even considering the side of the story of the legislature. You have already concluded.
Have no side. They have no side except TD's side.
And I see your position, which is fine, because Fonati is your friend. But we who are independent, we want to balance it. I'm independent. I'm not against Fonati.
Okay, Franti Kofa, please resign. Tell him independent tonight.
No,
oh my goodness,
for me, if he says he's not going to resign, it's for him. It's up to him, because that is his job. For me, from where I'm looking at it from my independent mind, is that if he do not resign, it will continue to hurt him. That's why Mr. So keeps saying that who will suffer in the end? Who will it hurt more? Will it hurt him, or will it hurt, you know, someone else? So the thing is, that is his job. He knows he wearing a shoe. We only here to give our analysis. We are not dictating to the senior man and a man who been in the vanguard for years that this is what you should do. No. But my candidate's opinion going forward, based upon how long these people took to solicit this signature, we heard that it came from June, and Fonati himself admitted that his signature was used to collect millions of dollars from in his account with all his knowledge. How can you be a speaker of the house, a deputy speaker, and people taking money from in your account? You don't know.
He said when the time comes,
guys, hold on.
The evidence.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, but that now you can't talk about evidence.
Hold on 1 second. Let's bring other voices into tonight's conversation. 719 yet, caller. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Zina D. Doa. I'm calling from Iowa. I got a couple of questions that I wanted to ask in the comment at the end.
Okay.
So my question is, does the Constitution protect representatives soliciting to get rid of another projected criminal? Does the Constitution protect those type of guys? They assume that this guy, all the claims that he made was legitimate. Does the Constitution protect them taking bribe to get rid of another guy who they claim is a criminal? And then my other question is also, this Fonati guy, Fonati whatever his name is, does he served as a deputy speaker before? So does the audit, does it cover his terms when he was a deputy speaker? Because we'll see what he did. as a deputy speaker, we won't see his advocacy again. Just because that cover that we just covered the area where he became a speaker. I'm not saying that the claim from the representatives are not legitimate, but the logic associated with that makes their claim illegitimate. You cannot try to solicit bribe to get rid of another criminal. But I've noticed that we are not really talking about the crime those guys are committing. Because in a sound country with intelligent people, all the representatives will be asked to resign. But he explains the limitations of our people. Now, a lot of people advocating that students should resign. But they're not talking about those guys who taking bribe to resign, taking bribe to get rid of the non-projected criminal. Every time we follow the Liberian politics, it just shows the low-mindedness of our people. There's not a lot of intelligent people back home. Our people are really thinking. Because it's a huge old jumbo bomber to me when I look at it. You cannot get rid of another criminal by committing criminal act to get rid of another criminal. So if the idea of this guy get all these connections with the other companies, if that was legitimate, why do you need to solicit bribe?
Exactly. And that was the point. Yeah, go ahead, make your point. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm about to conclude real quick. Why do you need to solicit bribe if you get legitimate claims of this guy being a criminal? And then here now, Sinoti also, why would you want to now audit? They assume that he auditing just for 2022, when you were once a deputy speaker, you never went back to include those terms, so we can see what you did. But then we are advocating that Sinoti should resign, he should not resign, even though those guys trying to make him resign, taking bribe should not be protected. And this is a sound country with developed-minded people. You're going to see advocates now in the street trying to make sure all the representatives who are soliciting bribe resign. But if I put in pressure beyond Sinoti, who might actually be a criminal too? It just shows the low intel of our people. But thanks for the platform.
Thank you so much. And that's a valid point. And that was the question that I asked yesterday, and I even started off here. Whether there was a bribe offer. Who has the authority to validate, to authenticate all of that? And that's the same question I've put. The Ministry of Justice does not need the approval of the president. This is something, and I'm happy 2 days ago, LSCC, but the LSCC say, and I even trust them, these people, unless they can bring independent people. And that's exactly, on no normal country, you will see that happen. But again, where are the advocacy groups? Zero, nothing. Everybody hungry in the country there, so they advocate to protect their own alligator, like the liberals and all the other people. If we're in America here and you have your lawmaker, your constituent, there's something like that, and the media pick it up, your constituent, 1 day, 2, 3, the fourth one, the next thing they will face the media say, I disgrace my family, I'm sorry, I apologize, but it can't happen in Liberia. It would never happen. So that, and I think that's the direction I want to make an educated guess here. I think that's the direction Councillor Kofa is trying to go when it gets before the law. And that's where that's going to kick in. He doesn't want to get his head of a shadow here because, and that's a very key point. That's what we need to know as to whether any financial reward or payment induced this that get us to be where we are today. We're paying them. So where are they taking that money? We need to know where that money is coming from, who authored that money, where is it coming from? Because they themselves say it, some of the lawmakers say it, it's okay. So we need to know. So if that is the case, then a serious crime is being committed by those people.
And because of that, we're saying to you, look, we're not coming to this thing blind. We know exactly what we're talking about. There's so many things behind this thing. In order to expose the hidden hand behind this, excuse me?
You know some of those people? The hidden hands?
I don't know. But that's what the investigator are going to find out. If Franti Kofa were to resign, everything would die down. Then the investigation would go nowhere.
Is it possible that your president is also?
Don't bring my power in there. My power ain't got nothing to do with it. He got nothing to do with it. How would he put his hand in that kind of thing? He's a clean man. I beg you. You never heard him being clean before? Jerry Roden said that. That's not me. But let me just say this, Mr. So. Because of these hidden hands, that we all know the hidden hand behind the money business. Franti Kofa is about ready to teach these people. And the Constitution is there. So he's not going to resign until this thing is exhausted.
I want to go to the phone lines here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's go to the Breakable. Are you there?
Yeah.
Let me hear you quickly.
You know, today on the side of the woman. The woman was serious point or serious argument, and I always said, I wish we could get more time to talk more. I love it. I love the argument today. Look, but I had two concerns. Mr. To, I heard you say even they have meetings with mansion. Do you aware that the president, if you are this thing that went against Namdukopa? And secondly, Terry, you sitting right here and making argument only based on all the people get right, all the people majority. We discussing the constitution. The constitution said to chair. Then because your president key the power as then be based on user. Then because the other people key the people for the power without the due process. So the same thing will happen all with you. I just say people change. And secondly, will you be willing for a group of people together and say, oh, the president will resign, or any lawmaker will resign because they do XYZ without due process? Will you be willing for that to happen? Is it a question you want to be in abroad? Is it a type of question you want? That anybody can just get and say, oh, they probably do this, they probably need a job and resign. That's what you want? We can't be talking two things and one thing and say, the next day say the meeting. This man say, you say man get problem. Why is it clean? In fact, if they clean there, go to the place and vote against the man. If you don't have the majority, you can't vote against the man. And secondly, the whole argument in the system that you're discussing, they brought the protocol. It's so many, one of the major things from the discussing. They made the allegation. You know that they in government for a while. You put it twice. All the things you're talking about, they never commit crime and remember, you don't see it. But now you see it happening because you go to the power. Is that correct? Know that you can president support. And people, a president got opposition. Someone, 100% get on the screen and say, okay, Baga resign. Then resign. You gotta know.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, do you have any other thing to say, Mr. Doa?
Yes, I want to make one last point real quick.
Okay.
I don't know what about law school our brother go to back home, but sometimes when you look at the decision to make, they just question whatever they learn when they went to law school. Our representative here in the US, there's a representative there was an allegation against him about corruption. Looking at how the weight of that allegation against him. The House of Representatives, you can look it up, then look up the representative guy is still from New York. Looking at how the weight of that corruption was. They didn't even let him go through the process. He got kicked out of office before even due process because within the laws of the representative, they kick him out based on code of conduct. They didn't even go through the regular process they will go through to see whether he was guilty or not. But just look at the weight of that allegation, they kick him out right away. When you want to be a better person in life, or you want to be a good runner, you look at people that are running, doing well, you follow their footsteps. I don't know what kind of footsteps our brothers are following to become the people that we wish for them to become tomorrow. And honestly, I don't even think that the representative back home, their whatever they do on a regular basis when they go to work, I don't think that matters a lot to that people because nobody can leave anything that these guys are putting in place that affect the day-to-day life of the regular Liberian. The guys go to work, they just sit down and discuss how to take bribe, how to have contact, how to take money. None of those things they discuss affect the Liberian people. Matter of fact, most of the things they discuss, it comes down on negligence to the future of the country. Look at our labor sector. Look at what happened to our brothers that are working under these Lebanese. Look at our schools. What are these guys doing that's that important when they go to work? That is very affecting the people in a positive manner. They mean well for the country.
Thank you so much.
Our representatives are just the raw materials of the typical Liberian people. It just shows how corrupt our people are on the massive level, which is very embarrassing.
Thank you.
But
so much.
Thank
you. You see, and all of this here, the fault comes on the media industry. When media personalities, heads of media institution, when they fail to create a talking point that will give Liberian people a broader sense of what is happening in helping to make an informed decision, denying ordinary electorates to ask the tough question, this is what we get. And when it gets over the ball, then this is what happens.
Where have we gone wrong? LRC, huge amount of money. Patrick Woolsey, the allegation that he's massively corrupt, bringing his own brother-in-law, his relationship to his relationship with Mama Ka. He said, "You cannot touch me." Where have we gone wrong? LTA, massive corruption. Today, the president has not spoken on the issue of Abdullah Kamara. Where have we gone wrong? We can go down the line. The $22 million situation of fixing the road. Ministers and deputy ministers fighting for money given to contractors for kickback. Where have we gone wrong? Commerce Ministry, now the $6,000 car for the minister alone, causing him to resign. Where have we gone wrong? LRA, should we continue to name? We have not touched the National Election Commission yet. Massive corruption on National Election Commission. We have the document. Where have we gone wrong? And we'll go to the LDA that the president has not taken a decision yet. Where have we gone wrong? What's happening to President Bouaka? What's happening to the leadership experience that this president should be demonstrating that the Liberian people can feel safe and secure? Where have we gone wrong? Tell the Richardson and talk to us.
Turning in the Warden Dirt. When things fall apart, the Falcons can no longer tear the Falconers. Terry, I'm not hearing you.
Yes, sir.
Are we going to run anywhere? Where are we going to run?
Well, the guy is shouting and all of that. That is how he behaved. That is his gift. The man is gifted. But he has been doing well over the period of time, and he has seen the mistakes. He looking deep into the Unity Party pocket. But what is very discouraging to every one of us is that the old man refused to take action. His Excellency.
Who is the old man? Who are you talking about?
Excellency Dr. JMB, Dr. Joseph Yema Boka, refused to take action. That is discouraging. And I think that is where he's coming from. Take, for example, the LDA. Like I was listening to Labor guys today. You know, once you have one bad fruit, in as much as you can do all the good thing in the world, once you got one bad fruit on the tree, that one bad fruit will damage all the fruits. All right? You wanted to say something?
No, the caller will hold on. Caller, hold on 1 second. And your statement first.
So the Pape have not taken severe action on major issues that we expected him to take actions on. Take, for example, the DEA. Look at the country. Look at the drugs. Look. What is his action he taking? Look at what going on at the LRA. All right. Look at what went on at the LTA. Liberia Telecommunication. You know, there are so many corruption going on all over the place. He have not taken action on any major thing.
Who to be here responsible before I go to this caller? And I'm going to come to Liberia. There are people here. Is the media industry also has something to do with it? Because we did not really keep the company. We became more or less, the media became the surrogate, it became the mouthpiece, the water everything down. The electorate didn't have a chance to question these leaders. And not just under the presidency, even the lawmakers as well. So the question, whether we've gone wrong, that's been disingenuous because you didn't open it up. You were the mouthpiece. And so that way you went wrong. But let's go to this caller here. Now we'll be coming right back to the Liberal to see where the Liberal went wrong, if at all he's within that column as well. Caller 214 number, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, Mr. Davis. I'm doing good. Well, have you gone wrong anywhere?
Eh?
Have you gone wrong? Where did you go wrong?
They are not, man, Mr. To, Mr. So, because what Spoon is saying over there is the truth. The fact of the matter, their rescue mission is not there again to be used. I'm a member, bona fide member of the Unified from 2005 to present. But the question, I will come to that for that issue. The question that Spoon answered tonight, what have we gone wrong? There are a lot of irregularities that happen in the government. Sometimes when I say now, I think whether Joseph Barker right in the church, because one of the things you should know, the son of Joseph Barker, the appointment of Gregory Coleman came from Joseph Barker's son. When not Joseph Barker played to appoint Gregory Coleman as a police IG. So sometimes I think whether the family, a wife and the children can say that and listen to some of these shows, the irregularities that happen in the government. Because don't watch it here. Liberia, they are patient, but when they go out of their patient, it can be very bad. I can remember 1990. They killed the terror. They still got on the street and said, hey, Moke, calm down. What do you think? They see slavery yesterday. Many of them are still living. Our little boy coming out that time was born. But there are a lot of irregularities that happen in the government. The only I can get to say, you're not hearing it.
So why when you knew this person was an old man? How can an old man can leave? So why you with the old man business here? You knew he was an old man?
The reason
no stamina or what?
No, the reason it's not about the age alone. The age of the old man has nothing to do with leadership. But as a leader, you know what the leader, you know what can happen in the executive. Why are you not taking decision? Let me come back to on the cover issue. On the cover,
it sounds like Mr. Davis, like somebody will give you a chance to say cry 1 minute. I think you will cry, right?
No, I know I will not cry. But the fact of the matter, we pray that God will direct leadership. Because with all of the things that we are seeing, Mr. So, when they thing continue, you must say here today, you will know the number of calls that we can receive from the country. Are we solving the problem, or are we taking the reason? Are we rescuing the people?
The reason I pick up that point, is a legitimate question, but I also want us to be a lesson that we should learn from it, because, and these are the questions media, even right now, like what we're talking about with this whole money, nobody has even asked that question. One of our guys
is violent, because these are the questions you are raised from the beginning during the onset of the election. You never look in at the only person who raised it here on our Hillary Costa. Hillary Costa said, I can still remember, he said most of the young guys are running behind their old men. When they only become president, the same thing Johnson Party they're doing, they want just get you to do their own.
No. I think you've been unfair. Mr. Davis ain't been unfair.
People be like today. Our own Jesus that we brought, again that we did all, we say no right all of this here happening.
Oh, now your Jesus Christ you brought on us.
So don't forget about I know when the time comes, they say you put your pocket find the basket, you'll be able to take it from there. Okay. So on the issue of fanatic profile, they have a like black parable and say you get a million that you don't want to know the weight. Fanatic being a leader, we serve as a deputy speaker. He's not new to the position. If you feel like in the past, the people used to go to the hotel, which are the past that you serve as a deputy minister, CDC, you are bringing CDC to the point of ridicule. If all these guys are heading in very position, only the House of Representatives, all of them came from CDC. So are you saying that in the past, you just sat down that people used to go to the hotel and get it put money in the budget and just take it out? To me, the media would not solve the problem. FNT as a good leader will be like you are looking at it tomorrow. You should forget about the media and what behind the scene. And coming in the point to say, I can't do this. Listen to Mr. So, if this thing continue up to 4 weeks, the executive will do better with the majority black. What's the thing I'm telling you? That's not the first time.
Okay, thank you so much. I mean, the liars.
And you will hire a gavel, you will sit down the way executive doing better with the majority black.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. You see, that's what happens when you don't listen to the independent voices. You don't ask a question, you were sinking. Now you're talking. All of you are frustrated. You're asking these. We're supposed to be asking this question. Bamboo that one die. That's why the way here parable. Bamboo that one die again. Hear whistle sound. So they're hearing the whistle sound the highway. Elvis.
Mr. So, how you doing?
I'm okay. So the question here, that's $1 million question. Where have we gone wrong? The media, the surrogate, the talking heads, the liberal. I'm not sure whether the liberal would be able to answer this question, even if it's whether he would be authentic and genuine in answering this question, whether he has gone wrong. And then, well, I listened to some of the revelations that are coming from El Tropa. I mean, it's just all over. It's all over. And let's go. Go ahead quickly here before I go to that.
All right. Look, hello to you, hello to Terry, hello to Mr. Cho. Mr. Cho, you see, I've taken a break from, the political talk show that some of us may appear on. I've taken a break because I've become disillusioned with the whole politics in Liberia. Look, the only person I would blame is the Almighty God. We are an enigma. He has blessed us. He has blessed us with natural resources, at the same time cursed us with poor leadership. So we are in an enigma, something you can't understand, you can't wrap your mind around it. Like, can you imagine, I've said it before and I'll say it again, if some of us had been in Liberia, some of us would be probably destitute, barely scraping by to get by in life if we were living in Liberia and looking up to government to help us to raise us from poverty. We can talk on this platform. It's good to interact with each other and talk about the ongoing politics, but our people's life is stagnant. The life of the Liberian people is stagnant. It's not moving forward. No matter who you put there, you bring a Zoe from the village, you put him there, the same thing. You bring an international celebrity, you put him there, the same thing. Maybe 2029 we'll put a new show in the show Coca-Cola. Hopefully we get different things. But it's disappointing. It's just disheartening to see where we are. All the different kinds of leadership. We had Ellen Johnson there. We had a military man there. We had a warlord there. Nothing really changed for us fundamentally.
Okay.
Either we pray to God to change our faith and uncurse us from poor leadership, or we call the Congo people by and get in the country and let it be our master and we say that honor them. Whatever they do, let it do it to us. Because we as a leader, we can't seem to figure out how to rule ourselves and to improve our own lives when our destinies are in our hands. It's embarrassing as a Black man, as a native African man, it's embarrassing. So that's my take on it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you so much. Maybe we need to talk to Jeff Bezos now to see whether we can pull like Amazon and all divided money instead of few group of people pocket it and do whatever. Liberal, have we gone wrong anywhere? Let's be honest.
What you say?
Have we gone wrong? Have we or have you gone wrong anywhere in an honest fashion?
Ask me that question next week, I will tell you.
Oh my goodness. You didn't hear it? I should play it all over?
No, I say ask me that question next week.
We're having a conversation and you say I should ask you next week.
Mr. So, let me be honest with you a little bit. These are very painful times for all of us, to be honest with you. Because
not all of us. Some of us.
You see that one thing about you when I try to keep good conversation with you, want to bring something else up. Nobody regretting their action. I do not regret the action. Now, be serious for a minute. You want us, those of us that supported President Bakai, without knowing what is happening now. We knew what we were leaving. We knew what President Weah and his people had and what they were doing. We knew that. President Bakai was coming in. We don't know what was happening. You want us to turn our back on something that hold on, Mr. So please. You guys wanted us to turn our back on something we believe will happen and turn to somebody who we know already is destroying the country. And this is the reason. So if we're here 9 months into this issue, okay. But for me, I'm not regretting my action. the president will see the light. These people cannot continue. The corrupt behavior in this government will not continue. Sooner or later, the president will hear the voice. In fact, let me just tell you this: the president will be on a county-wide tour here very shortly, and I know there are some places in the county. If they let the county people speak freely, that he will hear a mouthful, and so he would make that decision. So as to what of these other people like the Gripsy and all the other people, as to what are they doing good and what are they left with the president. I'm not going to regret my decision. The president, between the two gentlemen, President Waka was the only choice if we wanted something good. If we have left President we are his people in power today, what is happening in 9 months under President Waka would have been double. And not only would have been double, but you have been cut off from the international community. Because of the people like a Samuel Toy, and that's the people you want also living in office.
No. That's not my.
Be regretful here. Every calling here talking a lot of sedition, tabata. You want us to regret? We don't regret nothing. We support this government and we still support the agenda. Now, I agree with many of you that are questioning the process, that are questioning into 9 months we have these kinds of bural. These are failure on the part of the government. I agree. But that is not the end. That is not the end. You still have 6 or 5 more years to go. Let's give them what's this president knows very well. His legacy, he's not here for, I mean, very honest now. This president is not here to bluff. The president is here, number one, to strengthen things, and number two, to make sure his legacy remain intact. And so he's not going to allow the like of Samson too, because of my greedy behavior, to come and ruin his legacy. It's not going to happen. Watch and see.
Okay, I see the level of frustrations and how your cholesterol, your pressure, everything is going over the roof, and how defensive you people are. And so it's not a surprise. I didn't say you should re-elect President. That was not the basis of my question. There were so many options. There were so many people in there. But you guys drown yourself into something, visualize it, practicalize it, put it into motion. And
we did not make a mistake. That's the point I want you to don't say we cannot make a mistake. No, if you're saying that, it's like we're regretting and we made a mistake. We did not make a mistake. The president have the 40 years of experience. The president have the 40 years of experience. And it's still yet to manifest itself in it, Mr. So we are not regretting anything.
Let's be a little gentle into this conversation. And I know when I asked this question, how down, how tight, it went deep down in your soul as a human being, decent person that I know, something struck you for which you said you wanted to answer this question till next week. So I knew exactly how it would play on you. But quickly you reposition yourself, and I know how each and all of you all will protect your own alligator. Still, you're not willing to gain that redemption. You don't give me water to drink. Yeah, you're giving some water. you're getting paper water. You think you're gonna be shouting to come?
Yeah, you
think you're gonna be shouting here to come pollute my mind? You're giving water. They want bring juice. They can bring juice. Be drinking your juice. Let me go to the phone line here. 701 number here 2442. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Mr. So good evening to everybody. This is Tricon Across.
Tricon.
Calling from Fargo. Yeah.
I think all the old people then, the papi then, they are all crying now. They are asking for gas to boost their energy.
It's a sad day for Liberia. So some all come from the ANC, and we knew that they were going to come. It's not a surprise to some of us.
1%.
Yeah, President Walker. He's a good man in nature, but when it comes to leadership, administrative leadership, no. But I will be caught up between the seesaw to cut that line, because that his nature is very slow in doing things. And these modern days, you don't need that kind of a leader. You need somebody who's very sharp on top of everybody. If you hear noise from the area, hey, step aside until we find out what happened. Somebody else move. In that way, people will be able to, step on their game. Alleged corruption allegation is living all over the place. You now hear it and that. But having said that, to the Fanantin Kofa issues. If President Bouakai is not in the crisis with Fanantin Kofa, he will survive based on the Constitution. Because that simple majority Terry is talking about, it only apply when they had a deputy speaker on their side. But they don't have that jabo on their side, so they cannot have that authority with a simple majority. They need the deputy speaker on their side to give that resolution a power. Other than that, they will have to come back because they say the simple minority shall call, send the sign out to bring them back to session, and they will have to come back to session. That's why in that clause. So it is on that background, Fanaki is saying it's not an option for him to resign. They will have to come back to start course. So I just try to clear that down for Terry.
No.
If I'm in a legal battle, he will win.
Thank you so much. Okay, before we go, there was something in the midst of this political turmoil that going on in the first branch of government. The president was next door today. Order juice and water. Yeah, that juice, the liberal.
Mr. So, will you please carry on your show?
Okay, so Terry, let's in the last 9 minutes, let's do this quick spin here before we go. And that's my view, that's my opinion. I think there are a lot still going on, a lot needs to be done. We want a vibrant, effective educational system. The president today, University of Liberia, I believe, and I will get a liberal, honest opinion to launch or carry a doctorate degree program. Is the educational program in Liberia? Is it ready? Where are these teachers going to be? Are we maintaining the current teachers? Do we have all of what it takes to run, to have such? And are we thinking that even if it is held, the doctorate program is held, whether these people will be accredited? If anybody earned that, you'll be accredited outside of Liberia, or is just another way of creating some sort of flamboyant stuff to say, yes, it's part of the CV added to his a legacy?
Yeah, I think
and no library, children, massive failures in the wire, no preparations, nothing is being done to help. So why are we beating bridge over troubled water?
Well, I think the question we should be asking is who accredited the doctorate degrees department? You know, was it internationally accredited by, international body that we meet the criteria to give out doctorate degree? That's the first thing. So if we do meet international community criteria, we can give it. I don't have a problem with that. But looking at from the political standpoint, which I believe is where you're coming from, we are not up there yet to provide that kind of service. Like today, that's why those boys were demonstrating. The boys said there was no electricity in the building, there is no good fresh toilet. Let's forget about student fee and WIAC and thing. But the basic necessities for student learning environment, you don't have it. You don't have it. So I want to see and know who gave us that accreditation to guarantee that the institution of the Liberia University can give out doctorate degree now. How did we meet that standard, that international criteria? Or we just jump off on the blue sky and blow a few people and say, you know what, you're open a doctorate degree place so that President Boga can get a political boost. So I don't understand
money to pay for professors that are going to be coming.
Do we have? That's why I say, how did we meet the criteria, the international criteria for one to be able for a country university to be able to give out a doctorate degree? Or is this another political strategy to boost President Boga morale politically just for a season, and the result become poor? Because most of the people you're going to graduate with a doctorate degree from the University of Liberia will they be able to be accepted on international level? I see people who come from Liberia to America with degree from University of Liberia, they almost have to start all over. You understand?
Some question.
So why are we rushing with things? Why can't we put the right things in place before we can do big things? If we want to do big things, put the right thing in place to do big things. That is the thing I was talking about, President. But building marketplaces all over the place. You're building marketplaces, but you're not creating the environment, the rule. You're not building parks for cars to park. You know, the structure of the market, you don't get bathrooms, sanitation. So when you're doing things, you have to lay the groundwork. You have to do the foundation. Labor is a builder, so he will better explain that. You have to lay the foundation first before you can something. And I think Labor made mention of it today on LBS. I was listening to him. He made some very salient points.
Somebody, big person called and said, "Oh, but the man said we even know about sometimes, or sometimes he can be ridiculous." Today he was very. I was shocked the phone call I received. I didn't listen to it. I intend to listen to it, but multiple people confirmed that the Labor was at his birth. And
he was.
People were not happy with him, but the Labor is just a Labor. So let me just put the coin quickly, and then I'll go to the Labor. You done, Terry?
Yeah. So I just wanted to finish quicker. So I wanted to say something about what you guys were saying earlier on about President Parker. I don't think that we made a mistake. All right. I agree with Labor. We did not make a mistake. Why? Because you cannot have Jefferson Koji was sanctioned, Samuel Twe sanctioned. Most of President Weah lieutenants were sanctioned. So how could the Liberian people have given him the country?
So wait a minute. So are you guys saying there were only two alternatives in this going election? Only
that coming.
Yeah, but Mr. So you really think that Mr. Cummings was prepared for leadership? Look at how Mr. Cummings handled his entire thing. It was poor. Mr. Cummings,
Gongo wasn't prepared.
But Gongo riding with one leg jeep with boom in the air and say them behind that means you were ready.
They will come for you tomorrow. They will come for you tomorrow.
I will not be on the show tomorrow. So when you come like one will be inside.
You people get us to be where we are today. Wow.
There were only two people in the race. It was either President Weah. Look at you get men like Louis Brown. Then you lost 70,000. You up to today. Mr. Cummings, people can tell how the 70,000 was spent. Look, Liberia made the right decision. It is President Walker now responded. What Labor said. In as much as we're disappointed, but we are still hopeful because he still have time on his time card. Wow. He have a contract with the Liberian people of 6 years. He either fail miserably or he do something that we'll remember him for. That's just what I wanted to add.
Hello, we inside. Jerry said the man get one head blowing in the air. The man not coming to see the corruption. But Liberal, I think let me put it this way here. And you said something the other day I listened, which of course the people are upset, and that's the nature of people. They have to be told the truth. And just the truth is just the truth. Sometimes, in as much it can be ridiculous, you try to be honest, which is good. And that has to do with even the development where they accuse you, you don't want you hate development because people building bridge where there's no AC, there's nothing there, and you point out those things as a professional person, and guess what? People burst into flame. We are literally coming to this. It's almost like Joy we are with this free education, but it was not a piece of legislation. And people think they were just going to be getting loose money everywhere, anytime. You have them coming with this stuff here. Look at the University of Liberia. And Terry said we shouldn't talk about why. Yes, that's the foundation. Primary education, secondary, all of these things, that's build the foundations of the standings of good educational system. How many writers do we even have now? Where is the library that you have? People, children, they call people, they go on phone to do their homework, no electricity, nothing. You can't bring this other one, the one that even there now, you're not managing it, you're not improving it, you're not upgrading it. What kind of business is this? Drink your juice and then you come and let's have a conversation.
Is that wine, Liberia? I think
no, that juice. That my son just brought the juice for me. If I seen too many kind of questions tonight that made people drink juice.
You're probably tired, man.
Yeah, man. When you come in, you think that Baka, for your business, Baka become president for you to come be journalist on us, yeah? You want to do journalism, go join CNN. Let Leah on with us. And we come in and ask all these journalistic questions here tonight. But anyway, look, Mr. Saul, let me say this to you. The people continue to make the mistake and will speak out. Like I told the folks today, George Lobo and Noah Gibson, I told them today, how are you going to even come up with a PhD degree at the University of Liberia? The student that's supposed to go to the University of Liberia to become a PhD candidate and thing, they can't even pass the WIAC. Who are you going to be? You're going to go borrow people from Guinea and say, come be a student for your doctoral program? Number one. You have the massive educational failure in the country. The MCSS is still trying to put itself together. The educational system in Liberia is not even up to par. Number one. The worst of all, Mr. So, you have the community colleges all over the country. They can't even, they don't have the finances to be able to produce the kinds of students that your PhD program going to depend on. So what is the point? What is the point? You're just going to develop because of development stage? What are you trying to achieve? The same thing with the over, and those are the three, those two things we're talking about right now. They were part of the, they had 3 items today on the agenda. The overpass bridge, the university, PhD, and then the health sector. But the point is, the bridge itself, just looking at you don't have to look at the picture. The picture probably will drive you nuts. But just think about it. Tottenham Boulevard. 1 way going, 2 way going to Monrovia, downtown Monrovia, 2 coming. You're gonna do a great separation. You're gonna take bridge and put it up here. Where you taking it from? Where you putting it? You take it like this, and you make this plate wide. So right now you have 2 cars going, 2 cars coming on this side on the ground. They're up there. You got 2 cars going. Now 4 going, 4 coming. Then ahead. Then you say, okay, those 4, the 8, we're gonna reduce it now to 2. You know that kind of bike glass you're gonna have in terms of traffic, but they're not thinking. They're just doing it because it's feel good. Like I've sent a picture to one of my engineer friends. He said this is a feel good picture. They just feel good about it. And not only that, this is what really hurts me. The young people that's supposed to stand up and say, Mr. President, these type of things, from the engineering perspective, they will not help us. They're not doing that. They are waiting for the money, the Chinese to bring the money. And yes, the interesting thing about that, the money that will come from China, the millions of dollars that will come to China, most likely, the true amount of money they're going to spend in Liberia, less than 5% will be spent. The rest of it is going back to China.
Let's take the caller and then you guys can wrap it up. 302 from Wilmington to Delaware area. Is that Joe Biden calling in to get votes or what? Are you there, caller?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening. This is Jefferson calling from PA.
Okay, let's hear you, Joe.
What I enjoy your program is very much insightful, but one thing I want to make clear is that most of what Liberia does is about emotion. We leave the research and development aspect to know exactly how long a program can survive in terms of support, finance, because nothing can survive without resources. Right. If you look at what the Liberia attributed to, we had a lot of community colleges. We don't know whether they are really surviving right now because the resources are not there. And no nation has survived or will survive with all manpower development. So places that we need to put more resources are being undercut. And how do we grow our institutions if we're not supporting them? We have to make sure that we build capacity with resources, and we have to cut down those extra spending that are not productive to the development of manpower. For example, our health. If our health system is not, we are not healthy, how do we go to school? How do we contribute to the economic development of our country? So we really need sustainability into what we do. Most of our institutions being built is just borrowed from other institutions. We don't know how much effort these countries have put into those institutional establishment. Right. We just want to grab and make establishment. And so it's a great thing to have a PhD program in Liberia. And let the record be clear. No country in the world where credit another university, but what we can do, we can build standard to be on par with those, doctoral courses, and doctoral degree program is as a research.
Right.
So do we have the fund to know that those people who are capable and able to go, but they don't have resources, can we sponsor the program? So for example, they want to do research in Guinea. Can we let them to go there for 3 months? How do they sustain themselves in those countries? So there are several factors that need to be interplayed. And to end also, this is a launch of program. And it doesn't really suggest that the program will start next year. We don't know all of the in totals in terms of the launch of the program, but let us wait and see how best they're going to come up with those things. But if they are not putting in more effort in terms of making the kind of programs that it needs, for example, we want to test the program for a year or two, how much do we need in sense of data and the manpower development? So have they sent a professor on internship to see when they return, how they can get the program going? So these are questions that the Ministry of Education, the Commission on Higher Education need to answer and make sure that before the curriculum take effect. Thank you so much.
Oh man, Jeff, what a good analysis. But we have some alligators here who are so defensive and protective of their people. So we have to cut ahead of them to bring this sort of consequential conversation so that they can just chop it down our throat. But thank you so much. And exactly, and that's the basis of all having this sort of conversation here. And yeah, they're launching. I know our people then when they start launching, they start cutting revenue, they start doing things now, then they rather put it into effect. But guess what? The president, he has been traveling all over. I don't know, once. You see, this is the problem here. And not just only him, even the former president, maybe I might be wrong. So I have to do, maybe if I'm wrong, I'll call about, take it back and check. I never even saw the University of Liberia, any of these community colleges traveling with the president. The reason you have these huge delegations of people, they go there so that they will meet their counterpart, have this sort of conversation, have this sort of mutual exchange program. Oh, can you bring 2 or 3 of our professors here to do this, to do that? And what are they doing? But guess what? They only travel with their own people because they just needed Jaffe, the money. That's all they want. You're launching it now, okay, that's fine. You've been traveling all over the places. Cornell here partnership with the University of. Have you, our president, ever traveled? Is there anything that we can see? What are conversation taking place that they're going to give support to this thing? Nothing. You don't bring them. You come. You just travel with one of your friends, people who you can get hang out with, and these viable, these integrity institutions. You bring them so that they will go other places. We will do it. But because people are so mean, it's all about the money, and they just want to come shop thing at all. But before we go, the sad things about this whole thing here, because it's part of the law, the danger thing that's happening, all of the good places the president been going, MOU, MROU that being signed, blah, blah. The law says after 30 days, if it can't take effect, you're going to start with ground zero. So Fanatic Kofa faction win, Coca and his other group people faction win. If they can't come together, all MOU that's been signed, and the legislature cannot go there to do a revision to say, okay, we want it or we don't want it, we need to make this and that. Guess what? It goes back to square zero. So there is a danger element involved in this here. And this is where some of us who are open-minded, not politically savage, drawn into these so-called folks here, like the lives of the liberals, and one day Terry go, Terry come by, one day he independent, another day he partisan, and all of those kind of stuff. We will keep having these problems. What a great conversation this event. The liberal, you go wrong anywhere? You went wrong? Did you go wrong anywhere?
No, of course not. Can you see the liberal eating crow here tonight? No way. The liberal is on par. Thank you. Thank you. It's a great show. Great show. As I said, Flantikofa will not resign. Flantikofa intent is to educate these young people on the application process of the Constitution. So you don't just stand there and you call it Constitution. The Constitution must work for all of us. And indeed, Flantikofa is intent is to show to the young Liberian that indeed we have a Constitution and the Constitution must be obeyed. In terms of the present activity of this government, yes, we feel somehow feel that this government, the way things are going, those who the president, and I will say again, those who the president asked among us to join him to do the people business, many of them are failing the president. Now, then you would say, as Mr. So would say, then whose responsibility is? Of course, the president's responsibility. We agree. We agree. But it's just 9 months.
I don't want to hear that.
Well, I do. You're not going to tell me how my government's supposed to run. It's just 9 months. So the government still have time. We know the president is genuine. We know the president is serious. He's been traveling all over. And here's a thing here that's going to happen to these young people that continue to apply the corrupt behavior. Terry, please tell me, what is the L? It is that the Liberian Land Commission? The people who having problems with a few there. Is that the land? Is that the Land Commission?
What's that?
What the corruption business coming from? That's the Land Commission.
You see the what?
I think you're talking about the one that was on spoon today.
Yeah, is that the Land Commissioner?
No, LRC.
Yeah, LRC, I think.
This guy was on ELBC the last time. I was praising him because things he was saying.
His name is Wanto.
Yeah, I think so. I was praising, and then to come find out later in the news that he's been investigated. You know, those are kinds of stuff that really gets to some
behavior. That's you don't do your due diligence.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I will speak it. Don't worry about it. Look, Mr. Soul, you know me. Me and you. That's why I'm so trustworthy among the you young people. When I'm with y'all, you know I let you hang yourself. Not literally, man. Young people don't hang yourself. But I let you show yourself. Because I give my trust to you and believe in you, and then you show that you are unable to be trusted. So you then not only me, but other people will see it. Okay, and that's why you yourself always say I shouldn't be the first as old man in the room to be the first to see the ugliness of the bamboo. So I always say the bamboo found until the bamboo starts showing things, and the other bamboo here now go down bamboo ugly, and that's what I do, Mr. So. It's a wonderful show. I'm a little bit not disturbed.
Yeah, that's Wosi. Huh? Yeah, Breakable say it's not Wanto. I think it's Wosi. His name is Wosi.
Yeah, Wosi. Okay. I was praising him the last time. But this government, let me go back to this here and end on that one. Let me end on this one, Mr. So. The way the government is going right now, I hope when the president come back from the county tour,
come by again. He went North Korea, he went South Korea, America, he went to the Vatican. Nothing smart. The Pope on here.
Hey, I'm looking for president. Y'all get one.
Yeah. Inside, but we're not backing that. We're inside, but we're not back.
It's a complete hypocrisy.
Yeah, okay, whatever you want to say. But as soon as the old man comes back from the county tour, I'm sure the right decision may be made. So I want to thank you for the show tonight. Thank you very much, Terry. Thank you for staying with us. We have to disagree on many times, on many things as well. And I really appreciate when those things happen. To be honest with you, let me be truthful with you here. These are things that keep some of us alive. Now, say for example, and I'm being very truthful. I was on LBS this afternoon. Since then, I've been home. I'm not in the street. I'm home.
Right.
Okay, so these kinds of stuff, these kinds of conversation about our country, it keeps some of us grounded, keep us home, it keep us out of trouble, and we do appreciate that. And I want to appreciate the CEO of LPR and Terry tonight again. Beautiful show. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so quickly, say, just what you saying just now more, and after the county tour, then after the county tour, what next?
When the president come back from the county tour, you made the right decision.
After the county tour?
Yeah, because the people in the county will tell him what the wrong thing people are doing, and you come back to Marie and then say, okay, my people have spoken. But Chinese people will not speak for us. What the other place when Indonesia will not speak for us. Only when he go to the county, people will tell him, oh man, this is what happened. Oh man, this is. Then when he come back now, then you have the real conversation.
Now John Pope going to speak for
John Paul, you have Francisco Valle. He said, I'm a Catholic. I'm going to meet the Pope. Then the Pope said, I'm going to come back. I'm going to lead that kind of opportunity. I said, no, I'm not coming back. But thank you. Go ahead, Terry. Take it over.
Terry, you waiting for the county tour too, or what?
Well, yeah. I think that's a political position, and I support it. Actually, it shows that it's genuine, but again, it's a political strategy to delay and stall many things in the country and give excuse. It's just a political strategy to create more time for the president to adjust, so some of the voodoo balu the noise can drop, which is a good thing. That those who giving the advice to the president, they smart. But what I want to say is that the president have 6 years, 1 year gone already, and I was saying it like we said before, that by the end of this year, we will know JMB leadership type, and it's unfolding. It's unfolding gradually. So, I think he got remaining 5 years to redeem himself. In fact, let's say he get 2 more years. For me, I will give him only 2 more years to redeem himself. If he fails to do that, the Liberian people will show him real pepper, real cayenne pepper, But on the issue of Mr. Fonati Kofa, in a genuine society like the United States and every other place that we know, all right, with this kind of thing happening, that person resigns. So from my perspective, as an independent, guy, I would recommend that Fonati Kofa will start the process for a little bit. If it continues like for 15 days or 2 weeks and session cannot be held because he is holding it up, his colleagues are saying we can't have a quorum review, I would recommend that he resign. Because if he asking for due process and the colleagues saying we don't want to sit on you, we don't want to, I think the best option for him is to say, okay, Senor, you don't want me, I resign. That is what a genuine society like the United States of America and other countries in the world, that is what they will do. But if he say, okay, I will put my foot down, I will not resign, he fight it, and even if he wins and the people come back to sit under his gavel, how organized will he be able to organize those disgruntled people among them? How he will be able to work with them? How are they going to make it? You're just going to have a disgruntled horse for the next 5 years going that will be struggling to make laws for the benefit of the Liberian people. So that is why in a genuine society, a man like him will resign. But again, this is not a recommendation for him to say, okay, I'm going to listen to Terry. This is just an opinion. He's a legal mind. He have the authority on the issue. He's a strong man. He been in the vanguard of politics. He understands the dynamics of the Liberian politics. And I believe that he knows what exactly to do. But Mr. Kofa, if you listen to the program, this is just Terry, recommendation, his advice. You don't have to take it. It's up to you. Thank you for the show, Mr. So.
Okay, well, we'll continue to be here to put you guys in check. You can give all of the million excuses. It doesn't hold a drip of water. Went to Indonesia, come to America, met Joe Biden. Nothing happened. Went to the Vatican, to the most holy man, put hand on your head. You came back, things get worse. You say you want to go to Town, and you come to Town, and Town people tell you before change can take place. Look, it's just not good. And you guys want to encourage you people to admit to these things here, because this is a very dangerous path that we are on. And I say it here, I'm going to say it again. If these people, I'm not in support of the process, how they are processing their grievances, which is wrong. But if it continues like this, and people say, oh, the executive can't something and this and that, I'm wondering here, where does this party, even the opposition, if they will have their own speaker, who is the number 10 person who's supposed to be into this process to make sure that your party remains relevant for 2029. I don't know that it's within or what is going on, but trust me, if this sort of political mutinies, rebellions succeed in removing Kofa, whatever mean it is, Nyobli Kanga will be the next person will be removed. And if Nyobli Kanga is removed, sooner or later, the president, they will ask the president, because with all of these sort of failed policies, people will come down that the president is unable, is unfit to manage the affairs of the country. He must resign as well. I do not know what is the hidden agenda. I do not know the agenda of these people, but I think it's a very dangerous path. Yeah, the liberal, you don't want to hear it. You have to hear it. We have to tell, we have to tell you all these things. I know it's a something.
But so what are you getting your strategy from? Because these strategies seem to be coming from a deep political state.
No, but there must be a reason. Similar thing like this went on in Ivory Coast with Kona Bedi. He took the speaker, they went on the fun time while they were there, this sort of political, and they are only they succeeded. You know, the French people, they get that kind of way of doing things. Now, why is the ruling party, why is even the opposition, why are they not doing enough? Who are those people? Why is the speaker, that's the political consolidation consensus bill I was talking about, the Liberal, I don't understand. Why is he struggling to break through that gap of getting 7 people? Why is this continuing? Why the president is not making a phone call? Is Kofa being obstructed to his agenda outside of the camera that we do not know? Why is President where is the popularity that the CDC in majority, that their speaker is going through this sort of political turmoil? It diminishes his popularity, the possibility of he contesting. Well, is that another strategy within? You know what? This guy is running ahead. If he remains speaker until 2029, the possibility of he getting more wealth, getting more money, and being some sort of independent candidate will factor in. CDC is another party that has their own strategy. CDC said we are going to do everything possible that Joseph Boyka will not in his term. That in fact, I mean, a lot of things were said. People are not taking that into consideration. I'm not saying that they are doing the but see what is happening. Why is it happening this sort of way and he's taking this direction?
Mr. So he's speaking like a political journalist now, because I don't know. But you are giving a top political analysis.
I've just been honest. I'm learning. Why is it going out? When things happen, where is the party leadership? Right. Where is the party leadership? When things happening within the party and you want to be relevant in subsequent election to come, you make sure you bring it to a halt. That shows leadership. That's
that way you wear the court suit tonight. You kind of like how we're supposed to run our government.
Right.
Stay out of our government way anyway.
Okay. You see, these are the people that want to take you to the poll when they are executing you literally. They say, "Oh, I talked to him, he didn't listen." He's one of them here. Very dishonest old man, giving all of the excuses. It's just 9 months. When a man go do a country tour where he come by everything, you come to the Holy Land, nothing happened. You met Joe Biden, nothing happened. You went by, things turned worse, it turned ugly. And you come here, you want to have a sort of bold face to tell us that when you go, what kind of country you going to tour say in fact? Which country?
All over Liberia.
We're going to Toast Town. We're going to your town, Mr. So. The woman going to see the road, the condition of the road.
Oh.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe when he come from there, he will call labor because that guy he did not do anything there. So the woman go and see the condition of the road. Send the people say the road not fit, you go and check it.
This
when
guy,
he come, maybe he will fire key. We don't know.
Liberal can leave, man. Honestly, I mean, he's a nice guy. He's not a corrupt person. So they were not taking. He can't. He want to look at somebody and say, "I fire you." That means he putting you, the family, out of joy. So
who Liberal? Eh? That's true. That's how you don't talk. You know, you need to settle it. Liberal got good heart.
You just want to volunteer for the man can make it. I'm telling you.
You can make
he
it.
can't do the job, but
the only what we pray for every day is long life for our father. Long life and strength. We don't want him to anything happen before he goes somewhere else. We just let him finish his 6th year. And then if you want to go retire, he can go retire. If he wants second year, one second term, he will get it.
You want any kind of way you want carrying for the second chance, you're carrying.
No, we want the old man will take one term and we'll retire him. That all.
But thank you.
That's some valid point.
Interestingly, you know this Coca guy is from the MDR, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From the MDR.
That guy here. That guy.
Now,
but they were teaching sense. You will learn.
Yeah, it's the thing. Is it a political vengeance on Kofa coming from the CDC wing? Say we can't get to Joseph Boyka. Let it in fact, it is CDC that get us to be something that they because they also broke a side, and they went to Boyka, talking the Omen to Papetu the way Omen. Talking, calling the Boyka is a deacon, right?
I think it is. That's why you want to see the Pope. So the Pope can increase deacon power.
You know, Kelly, I don't want to increase the deacon power. May your good name.
Good night, Mr. So. Thank you for the show.
Thank you, man. Good night.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, folks, that's how we're going to do it this evening. We're going to leave you here this evening. I want to thank you so much for your time. As usual, we always have to have these conversations. Mr. Slangert, good evening. It's better late than never. Anna, my own sister there from Minneapolis, good to join us, but we are wrapping up. Mr. Frederick, that's it. You see the labor there? The message just 9 months. 9 months, he said, just 9 months. But after county tour, then things will improve. But on a serious note, what is happening within the first branch of government? I don't know the intent, the actual intent of these people. But you know, everything may happen. People cannot overlook it. Building political consensus, it doesn't mean it's a weakness. If you want to succeed to bring reform, how can those reforms come if you are not in charge? Then all of your efforts, it goes in vain. It's just a bizarre thing that you as a speaker, deputy speaker, and then speaker, you are unable to get 7%, you don't have friends, that you are unable to cut through that corridor to bring those people on board so that you survive. Where does the party leadership stand on this whole thing here? So what's going on? So he waiting after 5 sections being made, then of course, the Supreme Court can come in, so maybe the dissolutions of our first branch, maybe if we're like Senegal, where the president have the authority to dissolve parliament, they could have happened. Then we will send it to the Senate, and the Senate will file a motion, send it to the Supreme Court of Liberia that, hey, these people, 5 major sections, they are missing, they are not doing the work, so no need for them to function. But the Senate say, in fear, who knows what after the House, what are you going to go to the Senate? Normally just went on a white ballot, so the possibility of a group of people, and she would be in a very, very big trouble because she would need about 19 to 20% that she have the ability to get those people. Absolutely not. There was no challenge. Also, moving her is very, very easy. They don't know what they are working on. They just think it's a little joke thing here, but it's a very dangerous path. The democracy in Liberia is on edge with this sort of system. The party leadership, nobody is doing anything. If they're doing it off camera, which is okay, but there's no evidence that much is happening. In as much as being dragged in with this sort of few days now, almost like maybe the president, the speaker were out of the country up to this time. We don't know what's going to happen. Whether they're going to go in session tomorrow, we don't know. If they miss that, then I think that they get a second or third. So if they miss two more sessions, that's a serious problem. It means they are not doing the job, and something must happen. Then that's where the Constitution comes in. Until then, folks, we want to thank you so much for being here with us, as usual, to your time, your tweets. This is a guy, Representative Samuel G. Cocart from the Prince Johnson MDR wing that's taking on COFA. What this weekend going to be a hectic weekend as we talk politics. We also come in the community to discuss some of the news making headlines and recognize what people are doing. Madam Rose Johnson will be having an honoring badge. Her daughter will be honoring her, and that event is expected to take place at the Portuguese Club in Cranston, right here in Ocean State of Rhode Island. Liberia Public Radio will be there to bring to you live. That is on Saturday and Friday. It's a hectic weekend. A group calling itself Women of Substance will be having their annual dinner ball right here in the chandelier rooms of the Armenian Hall, 70 Jefferson Street, Capitol Hill, right here in Rhode Island. The CEO president is Timelina Timobia, is the wife of the state representative, the former president of the Liberian community, who is also the state representative now of Rhode Island, Mr. Nathan Tobia. The guest speaker is Mr. Agnes Dean Babler, will be the guest speaker for Women of Substance program right here. Just in case you are part of an organization, it's a different group, wherever, whether you are in the U.S., what part, it doesn't matter where you are. Let us know you're having your homecoming, your functions, and you want us to be part of that. We are here to provide that coverage. We don't just promote only politicians. After all, these people, they give a headache. But there are many of you organizations, group doing extraordinary job intervention here and back home. So why can we give you that stage? Let us know, be it reunions, anniversaries, any major event you have. Let us know it. When there's no way, we will find our way. Oh, okay, this is a bridge. This is a bridge you are talking about. Look at this bridge here. You have, this is a bridge that the Liberia was talking about. And when you look down here, say you can't even, another engineer, but I know they had this conversation, you can't see no exit. Yes, the beauty of it looks beautiful, but the kind of cars we get in the country. So they need to make provisions to make accommodation for other things to happen. So, and I think the Liberal articulated on the state radio to the fault and some of the things that needs to be done. But our people, they just look at one thing. So they just look at a glass building. The building is a beautiful building. They don't know some of the details that need to make it to be a solid foundation. And I think the Liberal argued that I forgot. I didn't know I would put it here when he was here to kind of like maybe give it a 2-3 minutes run through. We want development, but we want a right thing to be done. And that's it. Yes, the launchings, we don't know what are going to be done, but there are a lot needs to be done. So with the education system, you have the people, children that are using their phones to do homework, no library, teachers, no good paying systems. Every system is kind of like broken. It's not just coming from him, but we are saying improve, upgrade these systems, and then you can out. If you can manage what you have now, what is the guarantee that whatever need you coming with, it will be maintained? No, it doesn't work that way. We can manage, we can improve, we can upgrade the system that we have. Once that is done, when you see every district, we start having 2 libraries. We have start like a stable internet where children can after school activities taking place. And then you're talking about, these things is okay. They're traveling. How many of you community teachers, presidents, college presidents have ever traveled to meet their counterpart, to meet some other community colleges, to have some sort of exchange programs that can help your teachers? Nothing. They only come with their bodies. And then just gather, you want to go do something, and nobody there raising their fingers, nobody there is to say something. Those were some of the same things we found on yesterday that George Weah and his people were doing. But George Lobo and the other people now, they are defending the undefensible. It's just ridiculous. It's all about themselves. Well, guys, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Poye, aka Diamond. I would like to share a little bit about someone incredibly special to me. My mother, Rose Johnson. My mother is the heart and soul of our family. For love and unwavering support has shaped my siblings, and I, into the women we are today. She has taught us the value of kindness, resilience, and compassion. On October 26th, we will be gathering to honor and celebrate our mother's incredible journey and all the lives she has touched. We would be delighted if you join us on this special occasion, which will be hosted at the Portuguese Club in Cranston, Rhode Island. Your presence will mean the world to us. Thank you, and God bless.